My name is Rebecca F. John, and I'm very excited to say that my new novel, Fannie, will be publishing with Hono on the 24th of February 2022. Fannie is a reimagining of the life of Fantine, the well-known character from Victor Hugo's epic Les Miserables. Here's a short extract. The walk to and from the factory takes her twice daily by the docks. Firstly, in the flat, murky pre-dawn, when she dashes towards her 6:30 start, her head low and her ears straining past the groan of incoming ships and their thrown ropes for any sign of danger. And latterly, in the approaching clutch of night, when the ladies who holler and moan from the city's darkest corners sneak around the boatyards and along the jetties to begin shifts of their own. This morning, the air is cold, and Fannie pulls her long coat tightly around her. It's threadbare and mended with two different styles of button, one brass, the other silver. It embarrasses her, but it's the only one she owns, and she has no means of replacing it. She hopes at least to become invisible inside it. In this city, she has learned, staying unseen is the most reliable way of keeping from trouble. Winter mists draw the day's first cargo ships in from the salt black sea like beckoning hands, and Fannie pauses for a moment to watch two vessels drift into view, silvered hulls, then masts, then sails seeming to settle into existence before her eyes. A pair of ghost ships made tangible. The briny stink of shallow tides just swallowing the mudflats where, come midday, city children will trudge out and lark for treasures. She rests her elbows on the stone balustrade of the narrow bridge where sometimes her curiosity tempts her to stop, and exhales. Her breath rises before her in two smoky pillars, another pair to match the ships and their sails and the two gulls squabbling over a shed feather some steps away. Everywhere she looks, she is confronted by pairs. It causes envy to swell in Fannie. She, too, constitutes one half of an unbreakable pair, at least so long as the foreman doesn't find out. But it's not the coupling she had imagined. She had thought they would be three, not two. One of the ships thuds against the wooden jetty, and the sound sets off a scurrying. From every darkened doorway, from the shadows of the ship's skeletons, from between the sand-held stilts at the dry end of the jetty, the rats come. Claws scritching, tails ribboning, fur glistening. They are followed almost immediately by the women. The women have painted over their sicknesses with powder and rouge. They have fastened feathers of mauve and fuchsia and indigo over the thinning patches of their scalps. They have hoisted up their skirts and pulled down their lace-topped camisoles. They are clowns with plumped breasts and poised legs. Their perfume plumes around them, and Fannie turns her head slightly from the cloying, flowery scent, which catches on the wind and, stealing between her lips, stings her throat. But still she watches them, parading down the jetty like a chorus of showgirls. "Oi, oi, sailors," one bellows. Her voice is vulgar and harsh in the early quiet. It matches the heavy clunk of her boots over the wooden slats. She walks with her legs set at an hospitable distance, as though she herself has been to sea and not regained her balance. "Come on, chaps, we've been waiting on you. Nice to have a friendly welcome, isn't it, eh?" On the decks of the ships, the blackened shapes of men, made larger by thick belted coats and stiff hats, cluster at the bulwarks, haloed by their steaming breath. Leaning over the railings, they whoop and holler as though they are at a racetrack, tickets held in their clenched fists and certain of a winner. To Fannie, they might just as well be leering down at a pack of animals for all the kindness they will show. She knows too well what cruelty men are capable of. She watches the women wave their handkerchiefs and tussle with each other for the best position along the jetty, laughing too loudly as they shove and thrust in a manner which persuades their breasts to tremble. "Can I interest you in my jellied fruits, sir?" Fannie permits herself a gentle smile, pickled whelks more like. There's no sweetness to be found under those bodices. And good enough. She thinks it doubtful any of their customers would deserve the taste of sugar. Thank you.